Hello again. I hope you are doing great. I'm Behrouz Bigham. We are back with the 16th session of the Lumion Graphics package. In this session, we are going to continue reviewing the sequences and the technique we previously implemented. If you recall from the first sessions, we have a vessel or teapot and a kettle showing the feel of boiling water and also a flame here. I built this previously myself. Let's just review its material. I double-click on it to display it. As you can see, this is the shape. I only applied a diffuse map to it. Now you might ask where I found this. I will provide this file for you within the sessions, so you can practice. We purchased this from the Flipack website. Let me find the file. It is a PNG file with an opacity channel which must perform the cutout operation. We have talked about the opacity file several times. The white areas are kept, meaning the blue areas, and the rest, which are black, are eliminated. We don't want them. The final render result must look exactly like this. We can currently use this in both the Corona environment and in Lumion. You ask how I did this? I assigned the diffuse to this section and set it to 100%. The texture settings and scaling aren't too important. I didn't give it a bump map because it didn't have one. Roughness and reflective settings for the fire and such aren't too critical either, but the opacity setting is important. Let me zoom in for a moment. I had closed the opacity. If I set it to 100%, the exact opacity file we assigned here performs the cutout operation itself. Excellent. Well, for the kettle itself, we need to create a glass state so that the water inside is visible. For the internal material, I assigned the water material. In this section, we need to create the refraction state. The position of our viewpoint is important. Now it is completely visible from here. I increase the refraction. It must have a proper form to create that effect. Yes, this is excellent. Let's see how the glass looks for this one. I reduce the reflection so that the inside is visible. I significantly reduce the environment reflection inside it. Reduce this. The lower the roughness, the more visible the water inside is. Its double-sided nature isn't too important. Its roughness is also important. It shouldn't be matte. I will set it to the glossiest possible state. This looks great. Now we need to add a smoke effect. I go to the effects section and place white smoke. One instance is enough. The size is large, so let's make it smaller. We need to reduce its density because we don't want severe smoke to be visible. I will set the height and reduce the scale. Yes, excellent. Let it rise higher with this lower density. Let's check from all sides that we placed it correctly. Now let's go into our camera to see how it looks. After numerous tests, you can see that we have reached this result. I want to hit this clip now. Let's start here. I'll zoom in slightly, like this. Gradually, you see it approaching this group. For its initiation, I'll make the 6 seconds smoother so that the movement happens more gently. If you want, we don't need to go this far forward. Look, I focus a bit. I also move a little myself. Our detail isn't that great, guys. That's Lumion. We can use the assets it provides. When we are manually doing custom work like this, we shouldn't expect extremely high detail. This kind of work is typically for V-Ray, Corona, Phoenix, and Unreal Engine. It was really noticeable at small scales. Maybe we couldn't adjust it properly. This is good. I'll take this out of the smooth state. It should go directly without pausing. 7 seconds is too much. Why? I think it's wrong. Just say one more time. Yes, I want this. Because when we move back and forth or do other things there, the work gets ruined. Even the catalog shaking motion was wrong here. I only moved the camera and now it is what I wanted. But now I'm waiting for this to be ready to bring it over here. Okay, that covers this section. And now we need to adjust the scene's theme according to this sequence. Let's see what effects we use. I will use the overcast style. I think it will be good for these scenes. Let's choose a dome as well. Perhaps that's also good. I'll change the HDRI. Let's set a sunset theme. You can see how much impact it has even in the dome. No, I think the overcast style is excellent. I come here and select my sky from the overcast setting. The darker it is, the better. You see that the effect of its rotation is not visible, because the cloudy HDRI is completely uniform. Wherever you want to see the result, stop and look at it this way. If we don't want the material to be black, we can edit it. I select it, change it from black, and move it towards green or, for example, dark brown. 90% yes. A little more reflection. Because no matter what we do with the water, its reflection isn't highly visible. I won't make it too matte either. Yes, this is better. Excellent. Just a little bit of fire has popped out of this mesh. I think it still needs editing. In one section. How much here? 3/10, 4/10. I hold shift. 3/10, 2/10. Okay, that's this sequence. Let's go for our next sequences. I hit record and move on. Building. Now let's take a shot from one of these spots. I'll smooth it, make it softer. And I wanted to make a change in the start of it here. I wasn't paying attention during the render. These three are also grouped as one. This looks bad in the render. These are good, but they are okay in the animation. I think because we need to edit the model, it won't work like this because all three are currently one object. And that's why they look bad. Let me see if we can edit this. I open the pause. I think it's better if this section stays like this, because the water doesn't look very attractive and ruins the shot. Yes, I think this is better. If needed, we will add it later during the post-production stage. Okay, I think one more keyframe is needed here, so it comes slowly, gradually. No, yes, let it come fast. The new keyframe count increased too much. No, actually not. This movement was something we used to do with the second keyframe in one sequence. I'll delete it. Let's do this again. I move slowly towards this direction, and my lens, I think it messed up again. Let's play it back, as we shouldn't perform extra movements. Let's see how it looks when using the vector. It seems to lock up, so never do that. The shaking is noticeable. Do this with the lens instead. One more time. Our sequences are also going to be short. Just let the end finish smoothly. Because our subject is here, and if we want to have a small pause here, we can create another idea under the exact same conditions. It wasn't 10 seconds longer. Yes. How many so far? 6. Let the zoom blur a little. Since we already shot the lens wide enough, going beyond this won't look good. Now this also looks bad this way. Let me see. This way. How late this happened. I go to this section, create a new keyframe. No, I'll delete this one too. So with this mistake, let's delete the third error too. Yes, this is enough up to here. I'll make this slightly longer. 5 seconds is enough for this sequence. Excellent. Okay, I hit OK. Just pay attention to the start and the linear and smooth parts and the intro and out settings. I have now set the out state to have a small pause, because we don't need a pause at the start. Why? Because our subject is in this section. Similar to this. I hit OK. Let's go to the settings. I'll use the styles here. Yes, good. I'll just rotate my HDRI slightly so that our shadows fall here. We can even use this one. We check the reflections. The planes we used are definitely wrong, so I'll delete them. I attach a floor plane here. I go to color correction, reduce the highlights a little. The exposure too. It looks very good on its own. I'll check it one more time. I want to edit the reflection in this one too. Not these. It mistakenly picked up the glass. You see, the reflection here was enhanced. If you want any part to have slightly more reflection and look more realistic, definitely do this. It's mandatory for glass and metal. Very good. This is also for this sequence. We don't want many other changes. I just set our shadows to ultra shadow and fine detail. The time moving also increases, but it's not important. Everything is great. I'll try using ray tracing there once to see if it messes up our work or not. Yes, now these parts look bad. See how much difference there is here when we use ray tracing. Because it doesn't support it, it looks like this. It will definitely be included in the new versions. We said that in the first update of Lumion 2023, the option for reflection, or refresh, I'm not sure which was added and is now supported. This is very interesting. Regarding the new options, if I don't save it for Lumion 2024, or if they do, I think I should do just that. Because it's a very extensive option, and I need to test and synchronize all these detail objects with ray tracing exactly once. Anyway, that covers this sequence. Let's check our sequences once. Our first recorded sequence is ready. Our second recorded sequence is also ready. Guys, for this part, let me save it once. Also, let's not use the sunset mode in the animation this time. Let's bring in the elements we created here because I think the sunset theme looks unrealistic and appears somewhat empty. Now we can try mixing them. Let me capture a shot like this one. See? It's honestly much better than the previous one. We remove the brush effect. I'm adding water, hoping it doesn't ruin it, because my brain, in the simulated view, will destroy it if it doesn't look good. Let's see how it turns out. No, it ruined it. It officially ruined it. So, let's remove it. Our sky is also good. It just needs to be at its best in my HDRIs, because we have water, and can cast the sun's reflection exactly onto the water. We just need a base HDRI. Let me change it because it's lower. I'll bring this one in. This one is inherently not visible on the water now. Yes, because it's higher, it's not visible. It's low position. This one was good. Let me bring this one. Its original state. Excellent. Exactly. That one. Well guys, with HDRI, we can no longer animate it. You know that HDRI doesn't have an animation state. The reason the sunset theme wasn't realistic was due to using Lumion's own sky. But when we use HDRI, you can see how professional and good it looks. Look, the movement of these objects is still here. That's very good. Yes, exactly in this section, I need to come back and adjust the movement of my scene again. Now, movement is possible. And now we need to define our work in the Add section, Effects. I place it in that same corner. I create my first keyframe. It doesn't matter where it is. I put it at the 0 point and perform the move operation. Okay, our keyframe must now be exactly at the 5th second, because when the camera reaches here, we want it to move. So, we need to approve and adjust its movement now. It should be like this. I check. We need to drag this keyframe. We select our object and drag the keyframe further over. Stop. Okay? It moves. But I want it to return. It looks like it's circling here. We can also define a rotation for it so it spins like this. Yes, you have to keep creating new keyframes and checking until you reach the best result. Its rotation is very good, we just need to adjust it. Let me go into my animation now and check if we set the timing correctly. We watch it once from the beginning. The reason is that if we didn't watch it from the beginning, we would have to animate the whole thing from scratch. This is exactly what I wanted. Now when it reaches here at the 5th second, because I had said it earlier, that part was not seen at all. It looks like it's coming, and the rotation section falls exactly within our animation. That's going to be very interesting. Right now, perhaps a second here or there wouldn't give us a significant result. Yes, this is good. Let's go and test one shot there exactly. This view here is marvelous. We need to apply depth of field too. It has been cleared. This is also fantastic. This is excellent. Let's go and apply depth of field to it. I go into the camera settings, depth of field. With autofocus, we set this to, and we must apply it. Their settings. I place it further away here, yes, so that this building also seems to be included. No, not here. I put it on the building itself. Yes, automatic. So these parts also get included. I want to edit these parts a little. I go into the art category, all selection. Let's bring this down a bit. This line of ours is visible poorly. Guys, for the material of this, let's not give it this white color. I suggest we use ready-made materials. Well, we almost create this one in this shape too. We perform the final edits again. You need to spend this much time, guys. No matter how much time you spend, it's still not enough. Because the detail we are using, you can see how much and how important it is. Now, you know what this is too, right? We said you can reconstruct the reflection of the entire scene here as a sphere color or similar effect, especially in front of the windows. Now, let's see if this sequence is complete. Is it okay? I think the depth of field wasn't set correctly. I go into the depth of field effect tab. I complete the explanation settings. I think everything is excellent. Yes, this sequence is also finished. I feel like the end finishes abruptly. Let's set this to linear smooth, so it doesn't end sharply like that, and pauses briefly. Yes, 9 seconds is good for it. Now if necessary, we ourselves will start from here up to say, here, and then cut it badly. I copy this as a sequence. I feel like the weather sky of this shot is not visible. I set my weather to real sky, night mode, so our fires are visible. We must change the material of this too. Its reflection was 0, and you saw how it looked. Think the mattness is good. We will increase it if needed. Yes, I increase its mattness a bit so it becomes more metallic, more mattness. Let's add a little bit of dirt to it too. If it doesn't look good, we will use the existing one. No, it's perfect. This is it. This is the sequence for this part. I put one from here. That's enough. Yes, the reflection falls here. I put one from here too. I go into my sequence. Yes, this is also very good. We can mix them. Not just nothing. Let's bring 6 seconds value here. The sound of the fire would be fantastic here. Okay. Gradually we can zoom in on this in this manner. Excellent. I'll set it starting to the smooth state. My keyframe. Let me do this once more. Well, to put my camera in this section, we want the focal length operation and our rotation to almost curve. Yes, we can also perform this heading direction adjustment, both in this way and that way. Thank goodness, just the seconds. Make sure you pay attention to that second. I think 5 is better. It's just curved. A specific state, right? Whatever we built here, we can also use here. In this section, we want to use multiple focus points. The focus should fall on the fire first, and then move to that part. Let's darken the scene. Well, for this, I go to the camera section, depth of field. At the start, I hit Edit. I say Focus. Let's just place the focus point on this area first. I hit OK, and now through the foreground and background, we can perform the animation operation. First, the main settings that I want, see the reverse of it, and now our zoom is exactly on the fire, exactly until this part. Then the focus shifts to this part. So now I need to create my keyframes. I create keyframes in all of them. Okay, even in the focus distance settings. Excellent. Well guys, we shouldn't make the mistake we made last time. The initial settings that we want must first be keyframed, and then we create new keyframes. For example, I want to perform the operation again in both the second option for foreground and background, and in the focus settings option. Okay, and now exactly where we want the changes to happen, from this point onwards. And again, here we can create a new keyframe. It is even in the focus distance. I revert this. I set the foreground to 0, and I can also adjust my focus settings. Yes, like this. Let's check once. Exactly the same thing happened. So let's perform this keyframing operation twice. And now I can even make the second duration 6, because we have content to display. The end should also be smooth. First, the focus is on this fire. We created our keyframe, and then exactly where we want the camera focus to change, in that section you hit stop, and then apply keyframing again to those options where we made changes. That's the key. How good and professional. Excellent. That covers this sequence. Let's save it. Well, in the continuation of this session, let's wrap up our sequences. One of our next sequences is this one. I'm moving, adjusting it. I hit record from the beginning together. We want to almost finalize it. I edited the surrounding trees and grass. It caused a lot of lag. Now it's a little lighter. I think we could have avoided using all the detail objects, because look, for example, they are useful when we want to render like this. From here on, it's really extra work. If you try to capture it from here, for instance, it's a mistake, because the detail doesn't differ at all from far distances compared to ordinary plants. Well, so I'm going to put another sequence here, because we have detail here. No, I'll delete it. Let's start from this first section. First, we hit an update keyframe so our camera starts its activity. Up to this point, I want our focus to be on these grasses. I reduced the 14 seconds. I think it's too much. The motion is like this. At the beginning, we can set the time to 5 seconds. The end should be sharp. Yes, 5 seconds is enough for displaying the detail of these parts, I think. It can even be 4 seconds or 3 seconds. Yes, we want 3 seconds for this section. The same intro and the entrance of our building along with the details of this area. Well, for this sequence, I almost come, and instead of moving my focal length forward this time, I bring it backward. I also move back myself. Update keyframe in this manner. Its speed is very fast. It should be like this. I think 7 or 6 seconds would be good. The start is appropriate in the sharp state, I think. We don't want to pause. Excellent. We can use it up to this point because, guys, after the sequences and clips are ready, we definitely have to stitch them together in a software and perform the sound design and editing operations. I hit the Q button. We perform our work in this manner. For the next sequence, let's come to this section. Update keyframe. Well, now I want the focal length to also affect this section. I go to the second frame, because if we put it in the third, the time will be too long. In this second frame, I reduce the focal length a bit and hit update again. If we preview it now, both things happen simultaneously. Ah, look! But it wasn't good. The previous one was better. I'll delete it. Let's edit this view itself in this manner. Okay. We said, guys, just be careful that the characters' personas we place, their poses should not be the same in every sequence. It makes the work look ridiculous. We must definitely make sure to comply with this. Like here, they are talking like this. It shouldn't be like this in all 4 sequences. I hit OK, let's preview it. This also turned out excellent this way. We just haven't applied effects. It doesn't matter, they are all raw. Since their atmosphere is the same, we can apply them all at once. Let's go for one like this. Update keyframe. And exactly through option E, I move along a rail motion path. For one instance, the start should be smooth. No, the end should be the opposite of this. The speed is also 6. Well, I'll delete this. One more time. Stop. I come here.